starts with breaking news.
Breaking news we have been following throughout the morning. A person is recovering after this overnight crash. This happened, authorities say, in 84th and L area just after midnight. This is a closer look. The victim was taken to the hospital. Now, so far, no word about what led up to this incident, but stay with First Alert 6 on air and online as we work to learn more.
Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us here on First Alert 6 Streaming. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley, joined by the Senior Chief Meteorologist, Rusty Lord. We have just been very lucky so far in 2026, especially today, and how much we've warmed up in just these 2.5 hours since we started the show.
Yeah, when I got into work, it was in the 30s. I'm thinking, okay, everything's lining up. Now we get the clouds rolling in, big surge of warmth. These numbers out there are pretty wild. There's 40s and 50s right now, and that's why I show you this graphic just in case. I think the clouds ultimately get in the way, but 60 is the forecast high, 63 is the record. That's something we're going to watch as we go through the course of the day today, because the latest reading at the airport is 50. A west wind at about 17 miles per hour. Sometimes the wind overnight can surge in some warmth like this, and that's what we're dealing with. So a lot of 50s near the river, Council Bluffs, Omaha, Underwood. Look at that at 51 and Crescent. 40s across the city elsewhere. Home thermometers may be doing some weird things too as the clouds are here. The wind is a factor, but a lot of 40s for the most part. So that's why when you see my forecast, I'm going with an average of about 43 to 45 to start off the day, because the numbers are kind of weird right now, and compared to 24 hours ago, they're significantly warmer, 10 to 20 degrees warmer out the door right now at 7 o'clock than they were at 7 o'clock yesterday. So you'll notice that difference. Wind gusts out of the northwest up near 25, 30 miles per hour this afternoon into the evening hours and overnight as well. Going to be a breezy one at times. And there's the clouds that moved in, caused the temperatures to spike a little bit. There could be a couple of showers run down through these in the course of the afternoon and evening. Probably after 3 o'clock, we'll see those try to do just that. But overall, quite a few clouds out there as we start the day, and a lot of 40s, again, with some isolated weird 50s showing up. By 9 o'clock, we're in the 40s. By noon, we're up into the mid-50s. And even with the clouds, I still think we can warm a little bit today. It's a Pacific air mass, and those can moderate pretty well and warm up a little bit, even with a northwest wind. So near 60 by 3 o'clock. There's a couple of those light showers, most likely to stay to the west of the metro. Very, very minimal. Lucky to get rain, and you probably won't get much if you do, a couple hundredths of an inch. By 5 o'clock, we're starting to fall. And then overnight tonight, you will see clouds break up a little bit, maybe a couple more showers drop in from the north, but then clearing towards tomorrow morning, and we'll start off a lot colder, probably have some wind in play. And tomorrow, yeah, you'll notice the difference. I'll just tell you that. 20s and 30s over the course of the day. Sounds cold, but it's pretty darn close to where we should be this time of year. 35 on Wednesday, 43, a little rebound on Thursday to watch for. That's trended up a little bit on recent days, so maybe we can get a little bit of mild air there on Thursday too.
Yeah, a little bit. 30s is kind of like where we should be, but there's going to be some winds of change blowing through.
And you want to go ahead.
You
want to pay attention to the wind.
You.
Just talking over each other. Sorry. Pay attention to the wind over the next several days. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday, different directions mean different things. So the forecast for today looks like this. We'll get those west-northwest winds here, I think, during the course of the day today, likely in that 20 to 30 mile per hour range with some of the gusts. So watch for that into the afternoon. And then later on tonight, they will flip a little bit. They'll be out of the north, and that'll bring in some colder air as the computer catches up here a little bit. And you can see by midnight or so, we have north wind gusts, I think, in that 20 to 30 range. And those could spike a little bit more as well as we head towards early tomorrow morning, probably some gusts near 30 miles per hour. And then gradually over the course of the day, those likely relax a little bit. By the end of Wednesday, we're talking gusts near 20 miles per hour. Then they flip a little bit again. Thursday out of the south-southwest, helping to warm us. Then out of the northwest on Friday, those are a little stronger. Some 40 mile per hour gusts in our area. You don't have to go too far west to see 50 plus. That's what we'll have to watch and see how those trend over the course of the next couple of days. Still pretty blustery on Friday, and I think we're still going to be windy on Saturday as well. So today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a lot of changing wind and and impacts to the temperatures. So pay attention. The wind on Friday likely gives us a morning high in the 30s, and then we fall off. That's a cold 19 on Saturday, and we rebound a little bit. Coming up here in a bit, I'll talk about the wind chill potential there as we get some of those winds and those cold single digits lining up for us as well.
All right. Your morning just got a little bit busier due to impact on the roads this morning. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I had an issue on I-80. It's not on I-80 itself. It's on one of the off-ramps. So let's show you what we're dealing with here. They're moving the camera around a little bit on me. Might have been somebody hit the guardrail there. You can see a few parts there right on the edge. I haven't seen more than one car involved in this, but you can see on the edge of the view there's the camera. This is Interstate 80 up here. This is the off-ramp or the exit near I Street. Again, you know it's kind of a convoluted mess there, but it's right around I Street where you got to pick, and you can go north on 680 or you can keep going east on I-80, I believe, is where this is, right near I Street. So not on I-80 itself. If you stay on I-80, you will be okay, but this is that off-ramp, on-ramp area just on the right side there, and it's backing up traffic a little bit onto I-80, but as you can see, it's off the main interstate, but a crash there nonetheless. And a bigger picture shows that's pretty much the only issue as of right now with a lot of green on the map. There is a water main break or some sort of water leak here. This is 36th Street right around Leavenworth. Our photographers out there, so that's Leavenworth traffic. And normally on a winter morning when you have water like this, you're worried about things, but it's in the 40s right now. So we'll call it a water main break, 36th and Leavenworth. Not icing up because temperatures are in the 40s. So you don't have to worry about sliding through that intersection because, on Leavenworth, a lot of the hills come down towards the street. Not a problem for you today, but be mindful of that.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right, Rusty, thank you. To your news now happening today, the Nebraska legislature votes on whether to expel Senator Dan McKeon. The Amherst senator was cited for misdemeanor public indecency. He's accused of touching a woman inappropriately at an end-of-year session party last May. McKeon says he apologized for the incident, but denied there was anything sexually charged about the contact.
These findings indicate a pattern of improper behavior and lack of accountability that is unbecoming of a member of the Nebraska legislature. This conduct has brought this institution into disrespect and disrepute, shaken the confidence of fellow senators and his ability to adhere to senatorial traditions of decorum.
I can tell you that there are repeatedly throughout the years known instances of senators having illicit relationships with their staffers and receiving gifts, doing other things that I would characterize as far more serious.
Well, today's session begins at 10 o'clock this morning.
A letter obtained by a First Alert 6 shows Elizabeth O'Connor has resigned from the NU Board of Regents, effective last Friday. Now, back in August, O'Connor pled not guilty to DUI. Prosecutors say she crossed over into oncoming traffic, hitting another car. The passenger in that car reportedly did suffer life-threatening injuries. We're now learning that documents show O'Connor had a blood alcohol level 4 times the legal limit. Over here now at the Safety Desk with Maria Kay. Maria, we're talking all things AI.
Yeah, it's constantly in the conversation now. A lot of people really see it as one of the next great learning tools, but other people are a little bit more skeptical because it does raise some safety concerns. So last year, nearly 3 in 10 teens reported using AI chatbots almost constantly, and that's according to a Pew Research Center study. Even though it seems like AI might know just about everything, it can get things wrong more often than you think. So many of those apps are designed for engagement, and this can be really harmful to young people, maybe who are still impressionable, developing emotionally and intellectually as well. But there are ways that parents can help their kids to adapt to this new tech. So you want to stay curious, be open-minded about the AI. You also want to try and learn how and where your child uses those chatbots, maybe the specific websites. Take a look at it with them and use it yourself so that you can get a feel for how it works too.
Okay, Maria Cade, changing times. Thank you. We're back after this.
Welcome back, everybody, on this Tuesday morning. Sure hope your morning's getting off to a great start. First of all, we just want you to know you are in for a beautiful day ahead. I mean, we don't get these temperatures as often in January. We keep saying that, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's check in with Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord, because it's already nice. The people, what should I wear? You don't need the big winter coat today.
Yeah,
sure.
Yesterday it was cold in the morning. Take the winter coat. You didn't need it by the afternoon. Today you probably get by with the jacket.
Yeah, I think so.
The biggest difference, I think, between yesterday and today is probably going to be how warm we're starting and the fact we're going to have more clouds. You won't have quite the sunshine that we had yesterday to pair up with the nice day, but that is 50 degrees. Now, that's at the airport. There's a lot of 40s all around the metro. Very mild start. So jacket, maybe a warm hat. You can see as we look out across some clouds and 50 degrees with a west wind at about 17. Feels like temperature right around 50. Not a big deal, but 50 Council Bluffs, Omaha, a little pocket right here that's warmed up as the air's probably gone down in the valley of the Missouri River a little bit. So 40s otherwise, very mild no matter what. These numbers are 15 degrees plus above where we typically are for an afternoon high this time of year. So you got 40s everywhere compared to the same time yesterday, 10 to as much as 23 degrees warmer than at 7 o'clock yesterday morning. Pretty incredible. Wind gusts today will be noticeable by the afternoon. Gusts 25 to maybe 30 miles per hour out of the northwest. So heads up for those. Notice how it goes northwest most of the day, and then by later on tonight towards tomorrow morning, that's a north wind. That little difference is going to make a big difference in our temperatures. So the clouds that are around, a lot of these are high clouds right now. There could be some showers stream in from the northwest. So watch for that, especially in some of our Nebraska counties. I think the best odds are probably going to be the area I circled here in the western edge of our viewing area to get a couple showers that might be able to reach the ground. It might be one of those days where you look at the radar, you see stuff, but it's not going to actually make it to the ground. So over the course of the morning, clouds just keep filling up. Should be in the 50s by noon, 50s most of the afternoon, briefly touching 60 degrees, and then some cooler mid-50s to the east. I think we can get a pretty comfortable day out of today, although obviously with less sunshine. There's the shower activity to the west, not really adding up to all that much. And then later on this evening and overnight, you can see the clouds dripping in. Whatever's on the thermometer a little after midnight tonight, that's your high temperature for Wednesday. You won't ever experience it, but we're in the 20s and 30s to start off the day tomorrow, and then we'll try to warm from there up to about 35 for the high Wednesday, 43 on Thursday. Keep an eye on Friday. I think we have the potential there for some wind and some flurries to move through the area. Watch how we see some snow showers drop in from the northwest. Not a lot to these, but a few snow showers, plus with the wind picking up and colder temperatures through the course of the day, some wind-driven light snow is possible on Friday. That's the best chance you're going to see there for a little bit. And that's an early high of 36. Should happen sometime in the morning hours on Friday.
Looking ahead to that Saturday forecast, it almost looks like we're talking about two different cities between 19 and 60 degrees today. So does Sunday hold up with those chilly temperatures too?
It looks like at least we'll start cold on Sunday. Both mornings will be in the single digits, but you can see much better afternoon on the way, at least the way things look now on Sunday. I will say the model agreement is pretty good on how the atmosphere plays out through about Saturday. There are some differences for the second half of the 10-day, but they all kind of agree on a cold stretch this weekend. Look at the wind chill forecast Friday night into Saturday. We'll dip down single digits above and below zero for a while Saturday morning. And it's going to be a struggle to warm. I think those numbers in the single digits, no matter what side of zero you're on, it's not going to be warm out there most of Saturday. Then again, Saturday night into Sunday morning, but they should rebound a little bit. There's your feels like temperatures by Sunday afternoon, 20s and 30s, a little bit better anyway.
Yeah, not 60s though.
No.
Well, we won't complain. We've had it too good to complain.
Without a
We'll
doubt.
just get ready for it
Okay.
after we enjoy today.
Yes, that part. All right. Rusty, thanks.
You bet.
Back to news now. New details from the Omaha Police Union on a North Omaha homicide. According to that union, the suspect and the victim were ex-partners. Authorities say 21-year-old Nakia Evans intentionally hit 19-year-old Ramariana Devers with her car. This happened near 65th and Ames. Evans has been charged with second-degree murder. Her bond is set at $750,000.
Happening today, an announcement from state officials to mark Human Trafficking Proclamation Day. The event will include the release of a Nebraska Human Trafficking Task Force report. Governor Pillen, Attorney General Mike Hilgers, and Nebraska State Patrol Colonel Brian Waugh are all set to attend. It starts at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Capitol Building in Lincoln. Happening tonight, your mail-in ballots for the special election in Valley are due. They're due by 5 p.m.
And a reminder, this election is all by mail. Residents voted to recall Valley's mayor and city council president back in November. Now remember to sign the back of that envelope and provide a voter ID. We have a list of the drop boxes available at butfirstalert6.com. Coming up, you can celebrate everybody's favorite squeaky bath time toy with this special deal.
Plus, Barbie is expanding its world with a new line of dolls. Find out more when we come back.
New this morning, Mattel is launching its first ever Barbie with autism.
That's right. The company says her appearance is meant to reflect some people on the spectrum. Well, the Barbie's tablet is an augmentative and alternative communication device for those who struggle with speech. Mattel says the doll's headphones show the need to reduce sensory overload. Feels like they've thought of everything. Yeah. She also has a fidget spinner. We know those help. Her dress is also loose since some people with autism prefer less contact with fabric. They took a lot of things into consideration there.
Covered a lot.
Putting Barbie together.
And I always love to see how they expand the different world of Barbie. You know, now they're releasing Barbies who are in wheelchairs, and that's really, really cool.
They've done a really good job with that. All right, happening today. It is National, where are your duckies? Rubber Ducky Day. Mine doesn't squeak. The toys first came about in the late 1800s.
Yeah, but the history of today's celebration actually stems from a beloved kids show. According to the 1973 Sesame Street calendar, Rubber Ducky's birthday is actually on January 13th. A friend of Ernie and Big Bird, Ducky made his, actually I thought it was Ernie and Bert and Ernie.
Bert and Ernie?
Maybe Big Bird too, I don't know. Ducky made his debut in a 1970 episode.
And so,
Ducky.
I do remember that song.
And Bert was always telling him to not sing with the ducky in the bathtub.
I think you're right, yeah.
So I don't know where Big Bird came from.
Okay, but whether we never figure that out, today we do know this. Your morning coffee can come with a cute little +1. Starting at 10 o'clock this morning, Scooter's Coffee is offering a rubber duck with the purchase of a large or extra large drink. The ducks are brunch club themed, complete with sunglasses, a bathrobe, and a head towel. This is while supplies last. So get there as soon as you can to get your rubber ducky and coffee. Just what you need to start the
Share
day.
mine. I'll give you some.
Oh, thank you. We had when Charlotte was growing up, we had one of the special rubber duckies for the bathtub water.
Yeah.
And it would tell you if the water was too hot if you flipped
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
The ducky is evolving.
My grandparents used to collect them, and we would play with them at their house.
Whenever
when we were
you
little.
probably look
but
forward to
but they
that.
were a little bit bigger than this, and they were all different kinds of professions. So,
And then you guys have heard
pretend to
about
be
the
something.
Jeep collectors, those who own a Jeep
Yes,
with their
you put
ducks,
the ducks.
correct?
Yes.
Oh, is that what that is?
So it's just a joke among Jeep owners. So
I've
if
seen
you
Jeeps
with-
you see another Jeep, you leave a ducky.
Put a duck on there.
Oh, I didn't
That's
know
why
that was
so
a
many
thing.
have so lot.
I learned so much today.
Look at this. I'm so glad we had this conversation. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. You can watch it here on streaming or over the air.
Have a good start to your Tuesday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
I'm Erin Hartley. Let's going to update on the roads with Rusty Lord.
Yeah, keeping an eye on that situation on the I-80 off-ramp around I or L Street. You see a police officer still there, but it looks like the car's been moved out of the lanes of traffic. Still got to slow down. It was a crash, might have been a medical emergency around I-80 eastbound, but it's off the interstate. You can get through on the interstate without any big issues. It's this off-ramp and on-ramp near I Street where you can use L and get on there as well. So keep that in mind. It's not backing up a ton, but it's between L and I there on that off-ramp, on-ramp situation. You got some eastbound slowdowns on Dodge, northbound slowdowns on the JFK. Did the same thing yesterday. Everything looks to be moving along pretty well. Otherwise, this morning, there is one thing to watch on, down to the south here. This is the, we'll touch on that later. Let's go look at wind gust forecast for today. That's where things are going to be with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. 50 in Omaha, 50 in Council Bluffs, 46 in Millard, 45 in Papillion right now. An incredibly warm start to the day, and we're going to see the numbers just keep going. Wind out of the northwest, 25 to 30 miles per hour over the course of the afternoon and evening. And we're still going to warm even though we have these clouds in play. So these high clouds will keep moving through. Temperatures in the 40s to near 50 this morning. Will jump to near 60 later on this afternoon. So yes, even with the clouds, we'll still get to warm. So we get a little warmer than yesterday, but more clouds than yesterday. Small chance of a shower from those clouds as well after about 3 o'clock. And then up and down temperatures headed towards a cold Saturday. Erin?
All right, back to news. The Nebraska legislature will vote on whether to expel State Senator Dan McKeon today. The Amherst senator has been accused of touching a woman inappropriately at the end of a session party last May.
Well, it is 7:28. We're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.